Hi everyone, Adam Gore here with Clemson Extension, and this week in our turf renovation series we're going to talk about how to take care of the seed after we have put it out. Hopefully with these warmer temperatures we're going to start to see quicker germination. I know I'm starting to see some now. It took about 8 to 10 days to really see it. Some of the seed germinates a little bit quicker and some of it's a little bit slower. But you know, that's the thing about dealing with seed is, you know, not everything's going to germinate at the same rate, but we are getting there. So if you have any questions or comments along the way, feel free to drop them in our comments section. So the most important thing to remember during this step is to keep the top 2 inches of our soil moist. We don't want it to be excessively wet, but we definitely don't want it to be dry. If you are in question, you should be able to stick your finger into the ground, and if it comes out and you can feel a little bit of moisture, then you're about right. But that means you're going to be using or needing to use some type of sprinkler system, or if you have an irrigation system, you need to have it timed. So what I've found has been effective is to do a heavy soaking in the morning, and that helps me get through most of the day. That way I don't have to run my irrigation throughout the day. So if I do a heavy soaking in the morning, and then I'll do light touch-ups as needed, and that helps me. But depending on your soil type, it's going to be a little bit different. So sandier soil is going to dry out more quickly versus clay soils are going to hold water a little bit more. So as the plants begin to germinate, there's going to be very small cotyledons, which are the first bit of tissue that a plant puts out, and they're going to be very tiny. Compared to normal leaves, they are at least half the size, if not quarter the size, and you actually have to get close to the ground to see them. And those will slowly start to form true leaves and begin spreading. But part of the issue that we have, because we do have bare ground, and you don't put out any sort of pre-emergent when you're doing this, is that you are going to see other weeds begin to grow, such as this crabgrass. You don't want to spray any type of herbicide. You don't want to mow it until the plant is well established and at least at the height you plan to cut it. I would actually recommend it going a little bit taller. That way we make sure we have a good established plant. So for those weeds that are germinating, we're really going to have to depend on hand pulling or a little bit of patience until the plant becomes established and more resistant to any sort of chemicals that may be applied. So for this step, it's really a matter of patience and monitoring. You cannot rush these plants. They are going to do it in their time once the environment reaches the plant's desired level. And then monitoring to make sure that we have good moisture in the ground. After the plants have gotten to a decent height, then you can apply an additional fertilization, but we don't want to put any fertilizer right on top of these new cotyledons, otherwise the potential to burn them is very high. So it's just a matter of patience. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in our comment section, and we look forward to seeing you next week.